Hey everybody, hope you're all doing well. My name is Steven, and this is the Storytime channel. Today we have some pro-revenge stories, and our first story of the day is by Jerdman76. Competitor IT company steals our articles. I owned an IT company, we'll call it UberTech, that strictly manages business networks, no website development, graphics, etc. One of my employees was tackling an interesting support request with instructions for making changes to a company's website. This happens from time to time where a customer gets confused with their various tech vendors, or assumes that we provide all tech-related services. Being in earshot, I can tell that my employee's call was quickly escalating with a frustrated person on the other end, and he has already offered to pass the call off to his manager, me. I say, UberTech, how can I help you? The pissed off website owner says, I want to know what is going on here. I don't know who you are. I don't know why you are calling me, and I don't know why you have my support information. I say, sir, to be honest, I don't know who you are, why we are calling you, and why we have your support information either, but together I think we can figure this out. I understand that you have a website and made a request for some changes. Who hosts your website? Derp Company. On their support website, there are instructions to send support requests. I followed them, and now I have you calling me with my support information. Sir, I definitely want to get down to the bottom of this. We do not even offer website services. If you would please work with me, I'm sure we can get an answer. What I want to do is have you share your screen with me and then show me what you did to request support. I had him run our remote control software. He then proceeded to navigate to Derpco's support website, support.derpco.com, navigated through the customer self-service pages to a knowledge base article on how to submit a support. He pulled up this specific knowledge base article, and I was staring at a verbatim copy of an article that I had written on our own support site. There were no changes to the article, including the step to email your support request to, and it was my company's email address right there. I say thank you for taking the time to show me this. I think I found the problem. Notice the email address in the instructions. It is telling you to email ubertech.com. That is us. Now please allow me to show you something. I then scrolled down to the bottom of Derpco's plagiarized support article and noted the creation date, 2007. I then navigated to our company support website, support.ubertech.com, and navigated to our own matching article. We both confirmed that it was the same article, and I showed him the creation date of our article, 2005. Web owner says, oh, look at that. I think it's safe to say that Derpco has stolen our content, did not even update the instructions, misleading you to send a support request to us. I am sure you have a few things to take care of with Derpco. I would appreciate it if you do not mention us when you call them. Of course, sir. Thank you for your time with this. I immediately searched Derpco's support website, looking for more of our stolen content, found a total of 5 articles, and promptly printed them out and saved copies as PDF. So what to do in this situation? Do I call the owner of Derpco? This is a small town, so I needed to be clever and not taint my own image. How do I get revenge? Hire a lawyer? Leave the articles as is and hope more support requests come to us that can bring us business? Revenge unleashed. No, I wrote a press release. News release, release date for immediate release. Title, UberTech endorsed by local competitor. I got some great kudos from local businesses. One client in particular was rolling. 2 days later, I get an email from the owner of Derpco. I would appreciate it if you were to remove the press release from your website. This is a small town and it is just not good business. I went to their support site and still found 3 articles from our company. I wrote back and told them that I would be happy to do so, but there are at least still 3 articles on their support site that need to be removed. 2 days later, I got another email confirming that the articles were removed. Epilogue. In the end, I took down our press release, but still have a copy kept in our office and would tell the story to our new employees. That's why you copy a person's homework, but you change it up just enough so that it isn't just a direct copy. Let me ask you guys, in instances where you have to write a support page which is the exact same as a million other support pages out there, do you think it's ethical for them to just copy a page and then just change it up a little bit so it isn't a direct one-for-one copy? Or do you think that they should write it from scratch to begin with? Let me know in the comments down below. Our next story is by ROKexpat. Don't want to fix my IT issue? Well, I think it is time for a new CTO. I just want to state that this IT issue is going to blow some people's freaking minds. The security flaw that this presented was nothing short of incredible, and the fact that we never had a major security breach is astounding. It truly is. The flaw, you may ask? Everyone in the entire company's password was the same password. Yes, folks, you heard that right. Every single password to every single employee login was the same password. It was like this before I joined the company and for quite a few years after. Until, well, enjoy the story. Now, what about the username? That must be the trick, right? Oh yeah, that was a trick. The username was the employee email address. I did point out this flaw to my management, and their response was, "That's not our area to be concerned about." So whatever, it paid well, I'll do my job. And then one day, we had a Windows update which caused a piece of the software I used at work to break. I submitted a help ticket, and after escalating this issue, I got to the CTO. It wasn't a huge company. The CTO said, "I don't want to spend time fixing this, use this workaround." To which I pointed out, the workaround slows things down, makes my job harder, and this Windows update has to affect more than just me. I was told to suck it up. Now, at the time, the CEO was the son of the founder and a bit of a freakwit. I legit feel at this point in time, he was just collecting a paycheck and letting everything run on auto and didn't pay attention. But I was mad at the CTO for brushing me off, so I penned an email to the CEO. It was a short email. I simply said, "I discovered a massive security flaw that could potentially expose us to huge liabilities. When would be a good time to discuss this?" The response? "What security flaw?" I decided to demonstrate the flaw. I picked two random salespeople. I didn't know them. I got their username and I logged into their systems. And I pulled two random customers' personal information. The kind of information that would have easily allowed me to commit identity fraud, pull out credit in their names, etc. All kinds of bad stuff. I emailed the CEO and I explained, anyone who knows the URL to log into our system can log into anyone's account, pull up customers' information, and everyone has the same password. To prove this, I logged into two employees' random accounts and pulled two different customers' profiles and I've attached them. One single disgruntled employee could screw us over. 25 minutes later, my phone rings. It was the CEO. He was very nice. Very interested in how I did this. This guy isn't the sharpest knife in the drawer, and I pointed out the flaw in plain English and the liability that it presents to him. I walked him through the process of hacking my own account, as he called it. I'd hate to call it hacking because it was so easy. Now it dawned on this CEO that this liability was huge. I pointed out again in our conversation, a single upset employee could destroy us. The fact that it hadn't happened already is nothing short of a miracle. I get told they want me to present this to the executive team so they can discuss a solution. Honestly, the solution is freaking obvious. So a day later, we have the conference call. It's the CEO, the CTO, COO, CFO, the company lawyer, the senior VP, etc. And on the call, I demonstrate the flaw and I lay out how I, as a lay person with very little IT background, is able to figure this out. It's incredible that we have this flaw. Everyone is in agreement that this is a huge issue, except the CTO. The CTO gets very upset at me. He wants me fired for hacking the system. He says that per our employee handbook, what I did is a fireable offense. I point out that I'm not abusing this loophole, and I'm only doing it to expose the flaw because I care about the company, and I think this is something that needs to be brought forward. I point out that a former disgruntled employee could log into an account and steal customers' personal information, and if that were traced back to us, the liability would be huge. I could tell our corporate attorney agreed with me and was shocked at what I was demonstrating. The CTO pointed out that former employees' usernames are disabled, to which I pointed out every employee username is their email address. It would be trivial for a former disgruntled employee to use a different employee email address that they remember to log in. And since everyone's passwords are the same, they don't even have to guess. The CTO points out that we would know who did it because of their IP address. I pointed out that VPNs are indeed a thing. The corporate attorney actually wasn't familiar with what VPNs do, and I explained it. And what shocked me is the whole time, the only person in the meeting who didn't agree this flaw needs to be changed was the CTO. The CEO made it clear that this issue would be fixed by the end of business that day, and there was no ifs, ands, or buts about this. The meeting ended. After the meeting, the CTO called me. Privately, he was pissed. I just exposed his incompetence because the system was his design. The decision for everyone to have the same password was his decision. And I know why he did it. He did it because he was freaking lazy. And I said to the CTO, "You're a crappy CTO. You shouldn't be in the position you are, and you're lazy. You should have found a better solution for my help ticket." He stops and asks, "So this is about your stupid help ticket?" I go, yes it is. He laughs and says he's going to have me fired, and I laugh and go, "I'm pretty sure someone is getting fired. I'm also super confident that's not going to be me." Well, sure enough, later that day we got an email stating that everyone was to change their passwords to something unique. A week later, the CEO announced the old CTO stepped down to spend more time with his family. On the first day of the new CTO tenure, he sent me an email telling me he wanted to personally work on my help ticket and find a solution around the Windows update, which I'm pleased to say he did. And I later had conversations with our attorney at a meeting. We legit never had a security breach, which is simply astounding. The attorney admitted that was just plain dumb luck on our part, and if we would have had a security breach, it would have been very bad for us. I definitely hate how the term hacking has been boiled down to just any instance anybody can gain access to another person's profile, because hacking should imply that they did some kind of malicious alteration or code injection or something like that, rather than, just logging in. And all that, and the solution was literally, "Hey guys, change your passwords to something unique." That was the fix? Just telling everybody to change their passwords? And the CTO was arguing against that? Are you kidding me? And our final story of the day is by Ragnars85. Don't mess with servers or you will get served. So me and my other half went out to eat at one of our favorite restaurants. Not only is the food good, but my best friend is a server there, so as well as getting to see her, we might get a little perk here or there. This one night we went to eat, we noticed this particularly loud, obnoxious, and clearly pretty drunk couple come in who were just complaining about everything, in between arguing with each other and the server, who happened to be my best friend. They had actually brought her close to tears, and I was so upset for her. The thought came into my head before I could stop it. I had seen the car they arrived in. I asked my friend if I could have a doggy bag, and as soon as I left the restaurant, I covered their car with all of our leftovers. Okay, so that was the petty part, but now for the best bit. I called my friend after her shift to confess what I had done. Turns out the couple were so angry they called the police. I guess the police realized they were drunk, and instead of leaving, they waited in the car park until they got in the car and then pulled them over for a DUI. Perfect. All I'm gonna say is if you know you're drunk and there's some kind of petty thing going on, probably the last thing you'd want to do is call the cops to come over and help you. There's definitely no moment you would want the cops in front of you when you're visibly drunk, although they probably didn't realize they were as bad as they were, lest they be acting like this all night long anyways. But with that being said, that's all the time we have for today, so if you have a favorite story of the day, let me know which story and why in the comments down below. But besides that, if you enjoyed the video, please consider giving it a like, and if you haven't, subscribe and turn notifications on so you'll never miss an upcoming video. No matter what you do, whether it's just viewing the video, liking, subscribing, turning notifications on, I appreciate the heck out of it. Every little thing that you do helps the channel grow that much more, and I can't thank you enough for it. So, until next time, I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I'll be right here next time on the Storytime channel.